Namhlanje sizobe sibhekene nomkhakha wokuthengisa izimpahla zokugqoka. Sivakashela T.Twins ukuze sifunde kabanzi ngebhizinisi labo lezibuko.
Pelo ka o tsebang ke re matadiana ka quality le taba ya style ba tswela pele haholo.
Siphinde sivakashele Simoni, isitolo sezimpahla ezikhethekile zabesilisa.
Last year alone, I can tell you we did a turnover of more than 3 million.
Labo somabhizinisi bazoke bevakashele e-studio ukuze besinike imbono yabo yokukhulisa ibhizinisi. Eminyakeni edlule, iningizimu Afrika isibone ukukhula komkhakha wokudayisa. Inani eliningi wamabhizinisi selingene kulomkhakha wokudayisa izimpahla ezisemgangathweni kanye nabadayisi bomswenko wamehlo.
Personally, I feel like the current state of fashion in South Africa, it's actually good. I think that the designers are average.
South Africa, it's moving forward in state of fashion.
You know, you get the African tribal clothes, like that's incorporated into the really nice modern way right now.
Kwiminyaka edlule, abakhi bezimpahla baseningizimu Afrika bazuza kwisimo sokuthi abathengisi sebenyuse izinga lokufuna izimpahla ezenziwe khona la ekhaya.
Fashion designers need to get together themselves so that we can grow this industry. But right now, we're all in our different little pockets trying to make a few cents here, there, and the other. So we're not a force.
Lo mkhakha usiza kakhulu kwintuthuko yomnotho kanye nokwandisa amathuba omsebenzi kwabantu abasha.
I think we're getting there, but yeah, it's not totally crisp, but I like it. I like it.
Siphinde sikwamukele kwesinye isiqephu esishisayo sakwi-Making Moves. Namhlanje sibheka inkundla yempahla zokugqoka neyezibuko. Sikulethela osomabhizinisi ke lapha ke. Abantu abaguqula ke unyawo abazakhela udumo ngokuqala amabhizinisi abalethela amadlela alihlaza. Ngithi ke kwena ke la. Yabona ke labantu bathatha ke uthando lwabo ke baliguqula ukuthi kube yinto ke ebalethela imali ebeka isinkwa etafuleni. Akobuke ukuthi sikhuluma ngani, masikhuluma ngezezibuko. T.Twins akubathathi.
Making Moves.
Matshidiso. Together with the T.Twins, we've been living here for a year. For picnic. So, hurrying.
They were born in Joburg. I was back home in Lesotho. We had a funeral. So my grandmother had to come here to fetch them because we were having a funeral. They were miracle kids, in fact. Because that time they were like, it was like, we were happy and sad at the same time.
Just a personality that one they are trying to do personality. But since I came to how Tshidiso, if you chat I write or see or go that do long matter you how now I got in touch my Matshidiso oda ana hanela side la motho mong hore e ka nete kana ga mofa nakonyana motshena ka nna ba tsena Tshidiso ha e mo yemo go ha ona go tla change jole le ha sa ba tlo hlatswa dijana ha ona go tla dihlana o jwa
ba hlompha ntho e mo le nngwe ba etsa right bona ke bana ba na le kutlwisiso ba rata sekolo ga ba etse mang a business o se ka ba bona ba shebile ba bona ba le ba kgutshwane kelelo tsa bona di telele haholo a bona so I'm so proud of them.
Pregnancy ya hae kaofela wa yona ne re sa utlwana ho ke ne ke mo hloile ha ile hantle gore ne ke sa batle le ho mmona ne ke sa utlwisise hore motho enwa re babedi sa le re phela re le babedi re share ntho engwe le engwe re le babedi o tlisa motho mong hape jwale e le gore ne ke feel fela hore o sa tlo ampela ka thoko a shebana le ngwana hae fela go ne ke kwatile hona go sa tsebeng ke motho ha ngwana qeta ho hla dintho di la tsa change ke la ka moamohela ka bona hore e ka re nentse re mohloka Wana jana ebile ke na le ho ipotsa hore ne ntse re phela bophelo bo jwang pele ngwane wa ba teng hobane ha ka ya Lesotho a qeta beke tse pedi o tla bona re se re hauile ha bohloko hampe. Personally, I've always been the responsible one. Hobane le nako Tshidiso go pela ha re qeta ho qeta sekolo Tshidiso o sebeditse pele ho nna. Fela ke ne ke gona go dintho tsa ka tlung di etswa ke nna haholo. Ke tla etsa bo di cruiser ke Tshidiso ana taba rona borotho a ke ba o botsa o batla fela ha sa ja hore na hona leng ka tlung. Ka mora hore ke be le ngwana hape inkentse hore le business ke sebetse ka thata hobane ke a tseba hore na mona le ngwana a nshebileng ka morao e ke tlameha hore ke provide for yena. Nkgono rona o na itshebetsa o na dula mokhukhu mona Joburg nka re influencetswe ke yena haholo taba ya business hobane bakgotsi ba hae ka fela ne ba sebetsa bo di kitcheneng ne re tseba hore batho ba tloang Lesotho ha ba fihla Joburg mona ba sebetsa di kitcheneng ba nkgono wa rona o na se jwalo na se sebetse di kitcheneng o na itshebetsa o na rekisa bo mollo parafini mogore ntho tse leng hore ha diyo di a hloke a rekisa ntho tse ena re bona nako na kaofela a khona go retsetsa ntho ngwe le ngwe re hloka re bona a ikgona re nana le kopinyana hana ka tshela diranta tsa hae ka mo re khona hore re dinki a ska bona le hore re dinkile hore se shebo mantsi bia se tentse re khona ho ja nama tsa tse le nka re influencetswe ke yena haholo taba ya business.
Namhlanje ngisekhaya sense la sohlana nosomabhizinisi bethu banamhlanje amawele azenzela ama-sunglasses wabo abiza ngokuthiwa i-T.Twins. Lona umkhakha ongajwayelekile kakhulu ke la ekhaya. Ake sixoxisane nabo sizwe ukuthi ibhizinisi lihamba kanjani. Dumela Mbosi. Le kae? Awa ke teng man. Man ke a bona hore o na le one apere di-sunglass o mong a apara di-sunglass. O tsala?
A ke a di lebala ke batla o mpone hantle gore re jwang.
No ke ntho entle eo. Ke utlwa ba re ka je ko lena le photoshoot le etsang le launch bo di winter range ba T.Twins mo. Kopa le tlhalosetseng hanyane ho tsala.
Sama engwe le winter engwe le ngwe tla ka range e ntšha di-sunglass tsa ona di le teng jalo ka o tseba hore ka winter re tlameha go rwala tse jwang le ka summer re tlameha re rwale tse jwang. So di-model tsa rona di teng re etsa photoshoot ka jeno ya winter range go dikatiba jwalo tsa maria.
Wa bona ha o tla go di-sunglass tsa winter tsa summer ha ke tsebe hantle ke motho wa di-sunglass a re keneng ka hare ke batla ho di bona ha di-sunglass le di-model tseo. Lead the way.
Siya re busy he ka photo shoot ya winter range ke tsena di model tsa rona sentse re tswela pele hona mo re change le di color di t-shirt go fela o advertiser brand go bona le ke T.Twins sunglasses
re ke bone tse ding hape nna tse ding
o bona tse ka mo tse tsena le di stones haholo ke tsona tsa winter hobane highly winter tlameha go apara tse dark gore re feel warm fela ho no be le touch of bling yana glistenyana di rhinestones le leather ka di side ba hana tsena 2014 ga apara leather haholo lo ka o bona le bona ga pere leather temples
nka di kenya
nka di kenya ona he.
How did you end up in the sunglass business?
Ke le taba ya go rata fashion haholo le go rata di-sunglasses go tloa gale e ne re ga re botse di-sunglasses batho ba tla ba re botsa ke dinka kae tsena tse tsena re ga re ya di-shopong re na le di-design tse itseng re sa thole ntho re batlang hantle e re dula fatshe gobane re sa iqale ya rona re etse kgwebo re tle re tsebe gore le rona re apara tse leng re di ratwa ke rona ka dile gona mo
di-sunglass tsa lona le di etsa kwa overseas kwana mataliale. How does that process come about ya gore letsa di-sunglass tsa lona Italy ke mang ya designer eng le buisana jwang le bona batho ba one?
re ntse research ya rona mona hae ra bona hore ha hona batho ba ka re etsetsang designs tse re di batlang tse rona re nang le tsona ka kelelong hape tsa quality re e batlang felo ka o tsebang ke re matadiana ka quality le taba ya style ba tswela pele haholo ha re ikele ho bona re bone hore na ba ka re tshwara jwang re kgotsofetse
and then the design di etswa ke mang
ra iketsetsa re follow di trends fela hona le batho ba bang ba ile hore ke di design students re kopana le bona re a buisana le bona batho ba ba Italy bana le di in-house designers re a ba jwetsa hore na re batlang ba troa fatshe re a kgotsofala ebe mosebetsi o tswela pele
di nka nako kana hore le di etse di sandla tse ko Italy and then from mo di nka how long hore di fihle mo ko Mzansi
a tseba ha di nke nako e telele bona ha fela re dumellane ka di designs tse re di batlang re di romelletse ho bona hore ba etse manufacturing process matsatsi a mabedi fela ho lekana ho tloha mono di kena sefofaneng e tla ba matsatsi a mabedi ho isa ho a mararo di a fihla o kwa ke beke fela ntho
hore di otlhe wa ke ona nako e tla nako e telele bo customs re batho ba tsebang hore tlameha ho patala tax so di pota customs pele
empa ke batla ho reka ha lena shop ke tla di reka kae motho o di thola kae di class tsa lona
re na le online shop wa kena fela website ya rona ke ttwinsproductions.co.za e user friendly o clicka fela chalete ya kena ra o deliverela within 3 days
Ka about 3 years back jwale mo le mantse ke ka mo ba ding ka di class tsaka ha ntse ba bona re di thola ka hobane ha di hasa kangwa hohle mona ke exclusive 2 ke quality ona na go support South African brands at the same time o thola hore o so ya fela hobane because mahlo is such a sensitive issue ke bone le teng bile ba keep within progress through their social media ba bontsha okay ke mona mo di latanteng ke tsena di processing ena so I followed that through and how di wala how bone hore ne se di nepe fela it was actually like that because quality I think I feel
how do you guys cope with competition e ka obane wa bona batho re tloaitse di brand tse tswang kwa go ntle haholo tse tsa mo ha re tsebisitse hantle
hle batla le bima haholo hobane wa tseba hore mabitso re rata mabitso a sa tsebeng le ho a bitsa ke ha le bitso le bonolonyana re khona ho le bitsa Matshidiso o utlwisa fela ha jwang hape mathata a maholo ko bane re computer le fake le original hobane o tlo thola hore motho o batla ho apara le bitso leno le holo fela ha le afford a kampa tsamaya a yo lata fake hona le hore anke na e bohareng fela ya T.Twins o batla ho nne ho hlaelle apara le bitso lena le hodimo haholo
di prices tsa lona di range from bokae ho ya bokae tsa di sunglasses
tsa tsona di mpe hakalo re qala ka 1,000 ho ya ho 1.8
sekete hawa ke price ra ke bona ke mzulu mara sekete ka
wa tseba 1000
no ka tseba sekete all right no akubi kakhulu business le business e sebetsa ka tšhelete ana are you guys making profit la bona tšhelete le gone gore le iphidise le business le yona e ska struggle-ana
yona ya gona ho iphidisa ka nnete ke business e hobane ha o kena mo businesseng ke lerato la ntho o etsang hape o tlameha ho phela ke go ba thata ho a fapana ka kgwedi le kgwedi fela nkare re a tseba mo re yang teng ka hore re na le tjantjello re a tseba hape re ntse re kgona ho phela tshalo wena o a re bona hore re a phela
le na le bophelo ka le bona
phelo boteng so ke business re a etsa tjhelete even though we manufacture in Italy, but the design is our own, idea is our own.
You don't manufacture locally. Why is that?
siphinde sikwamukele leli business lokuqala esisanda kulibona lisebenza kwemkhakheni olukhuni kakhulu ukuthi umuntu angazakhela ke udumo kulona yabona ke la phela ke lokhu kudalwa ukuthi ke ziningi ke inkampani ezangale ngaphandle ezakhela ke lona ke udumo ke uma kuza kulezi ke ezeyibuko futhi ukukhumbule ke zona ke lezi ibuko lezi ezidumile zidayiswa ke ezitolo eziningi ke la ngaphandle yilo okudala ukuthi inkinga ke ukuthi umuntu omusha ke ozama ungena kulomkhakha kube likhuni kakhulu kodwa ke labo sisi ababili ke bona bazimisela ukuthi bazakhele udumo ngebusiness labo njengamanje base studio sethu uxoxisana nozakwethu ngezamabhizinisi.
The first business we just saw operates in a very difficult sector, and that sector is eyewear, which is mainly dominated by international brands that you will find in many of our stores. This makes it very difficult for new players to enter such a market, but the two sisters, Matshidiso and Tshidiso from T.Twins, say they're ready to make their mark on the sector. Ba ausi dumelang?
Dumela Pepsi Pokane.
Shapo, lona le shapo.
Re sharp.
Ke mang ya moholo?
Ke nna, ho thwe ke nna. E ke utlwa ho tjho jwang.
So kwena moholo, kwena
Ke
hlahile
nna
pele.
moholo, ke hlahile pele.
Tell me about T.Twins. What makes your business special? Why should I come and buy a pair of T.Twins versus a pair of Ray-Bans or Tom Fords?
Tom Ford. Okay. T.Twins is a local brand. It was started by Matshidiso and Tshidiso Tella. Even though we manufacture in Italy, but the design is a rona, idea is a rona. Regarding different because rona re na le a personal touch. We communicate with our customers personally. Re a ho bona, re kgona ho sheba difahleho tsa bona, re sheba personality ya hao, re na le nako ya hao, so re ipha nako ya hao. Hape ke quality. Re ka tjho jwalo. Hape re ntse re believe hore ka hore eyewear as a business e tlwaelehileng haholo mona Africa le South Africa kaofela. So ya rona e batla e le different. Hape re na le di rhinestones ha di a tlwaeleha haholo ho eyewear le leather.
But is it working?
It is working, but it's difficult because we're competing with big giants. Hape re compete le fake. So people prefer famous brands. Motho a ka mpa kgetha ho reka Ray-Ban ya fake if they can't afford Ray-Ban original. So it's difficult, but we're going there.
What's going to change it?
What's going to change it? It's about the perception. Rona re tshwanetse re convince the customers tsa rona, market wa rona hore we are original, we are here. They should believe in South African brands. So ke yona ntho ke nahanang hore e ka change yona yena. Is it enough? Hape re exclusive. So it's going to change. Hobane ba bangata le bona bana ba ileng re khale ba le teng in the market, they haven't done leather. We are the first ones to do leather, so yeah, that's different. Le UV protection, we teach people about sun rays because batho bona ba nahana hore eyewear is all about fashion statement. Not only that, letsatsi even in winter re a tseba hore you still need your shades because letsatsi ebile le matla haholo ka winter mona South Africa ba le hlaka morao. So ha di sunglasses tsa rona di na le UV protection ya 100%. Re a tseba hore you are protected even from behind.
Have you looked at distribution, Mohlomong? Is that going to change the game? Because right now you're selling from your website.
Yes.
And you're selling
To
individually,
individuals
going up and down and selling to people that you know.
Yeah, and independent distributors. Re ka re di shop di batla di re fa mathata haholo le hona mono ko hona mo re batlang thuso ya hore na mohlomong ha re khone ha rena approach e hantle ya hore na di shop tse kgolo re ka di approach ka mo kgojwang hore ba utlwisise hore brand ba rona botla re kwa bana re dula re botswa potso ya hore ha le soka le ba baholo haholo, and so ke risky ho bona hore re ka nka T.Twins ra be ya di shelf tsa rona, what if e sa tsamaye? So we're looking at that. It's difficult. It's very expensive. You're not sure.
So how many sunglasses do you have to sell in order to make money?
100.
100 glasses
Yes.
a month.
Yes.
And then you don't manufacture locally. Why is that?
We don't manufacture locally. Hobane, there are no sunglass manufacturers in South Africa, in Africa as a whole. So we had to go to Italy. Re China. Re testa quality. Then we decided to go to Italy. Fela he, the future plan ya rona ko manufacture locally.
And import duties, are they a big part of your cost?
Have
you got a mentor?
No.
Somebody in a few minutes. I'll ask you these difficult questions and then we'll chat after your mentoring session. Has your thinking shifted in any kind of way? Right, Matshidiso and Tshidiso will now be going into a mentoring session with Siskhanyi from Rough Diamonds. The goal of the session is to provide them with valuable tools that they can use to grow their business. Let's see what our wisdom nugget for today is.
Invest behind your people. Get the best people for the job. Pay them more. That's where you invest your money, because people make businesses. Watch the rands and cents. It's easy to be taken up by the success and the sales pitch, but things go bad as quickly as they go good, and you need to be able to manage that. So make sure you know how you're investing, how you're spending, and what you're committing to upfront. Revenues are variable. Overheads are pretty fixed.
I was stealing, I was on drugs, so I think in life, in childhood, I was just a big mess.
Siphinde sikwamukele lapho mbukeli. Mafushane nje sibone ibhizinisi elibizwa ngokuthiwa T.Twins. Manje ke ake sishintshe unyawo ke. Sibone uSiphamandla noSandile nebhizinisi labo ke leli elidayisa impahla. Yabona ke lezi insizwa ibhizinisi labo libizwa ngokuthiwa uSimoni. Uma ngabe ke wena kuthanda okotini, hayi leli bhizinisi ke indawo ekahle ke for wena. Ngihlangane nawo ke lamadoda ngezwe ukuthi ibhizinisi labo ke lihamba kanjani.
So bafethu kama usandile ngubeni la ngihlala khona la.
Njani bafethu Siphamandla lo from Simoni exclusive. This is my house. This is where I stay.
I'm married to a beautiful woman. Her name is Spokazi, ne? Spokazi wakangubeni. Sishade 5 years ago.
But otherwise namhlanje ngivakashele and I just want to take you out, show you what I do when I'm not working.
Outside work, what I do is I spend time with my family most of the time. However, every now and then nginokuvaya namachita.
Asambeni bafethu sharp.
We moved from Elokshin Behlale Matateni, section 6. Then we moved to Ngandu Park. In Ngandu Park, it's where we met Nabos Phamandla. They become friends, you know. That time we were about 14, 15. You know, that adolescent stage. They were very stoked because, you know, Amachita.
Naughtiness, abantwana.
I was maybe coming late at school. I was spinning imoto. I was stealing. I was on drugs. So I think in life, in childhood, I was just a big mess.
Was Kimamachita, Spelek Shawizol, Shayama Pilisi by that time.
At some point, my parents wait,
Yeah, especially my dad passed away 2004. So that one was tight because at the time no one was working at home. And then umama mushile manje nge-7 kaJuni. That one I got sink in yet. It's still new and I'm still a bit confused, but umama has done a lot for Tina.
Abafethu lana abangani bami siphila sonke. When I'm out not working, we come hang out la LM Butchery, sichisa inyama.
I was one of his first customers. Like I used to buy stuff from his booths, like maybe your nice t-shirts, your nice shoes.
I'm a strong point to Agus Phamandla, my man is not afraid.
I'm a positive man.
This guy, he can knock in on any door. Mina, he calls me his closer.
Give that guy any door and close it.
Mina, I can talk, Joe.
Weaknesses, I won't really say it's weaknesses as such. You know, sometimes you need to talk and finish so that you can start doing other stuff. So you will talk and go on and not stop.
My point to Agus Phamandla is cut. This guy don't know how to keep time.
We try by all means to grow one another. We know we're not perfect, but we know we're always growing one another.
I mean, and Ospa, we share the same sentiment.
Making moves. Namhlanje ngiseGlen Vista la ngizohlangana nosomabhizinisi bethu ababili La madoda lawo aqale edayisa impahla ebhuthini lemoto. Namhlanje sebavule isitolo khona la kule complex ela eceleni kwami. Ngizongena ngaphakathi ngixoxisane nabo ngizwe ukuthi ke ibhizinisi lihamba kanjani nafuthi ukuthi bafike kanjani la bekhona. Ulwazi lungitshela ukuthi ke ngiyazi impahla zenu niyazi importer nilethela kule sitolo senu. Ingabe zikhona ezenye impahla enidesignayo nina ngokwenu na?
Basically, asenza ama-design thina self. However, we have design made for us overseas. Like for example, if you look at one of our clients' generations, Jason wear certain cuts, and those things we discuss with the wardrobe lady. This is the look that she's looking for, and then we make such things. So so basic, and then we just customize it to meet Simoni standard.
Okay, I want to come on Simoni standard.
This is our own in-house Simoni suit. It's a three-piece, one of a kind. Something like this, we born anywhere, my man. Mawisha one. Simoni.
History say no, history esithinta nabantu abaningi la ngaphandle. Waphela uhambo lweni laqala ndayisa impahla ebhuthini.
Yes, ebhuthini.
Manje ke seneyitolo. Then ngitshele lo hambo lolu ukuthi nje ukusuka ebhuthini nifike la kwakunjani lolu hambo lalunjani nje ngitshele nje nisaqala ndayisa ebhuthini.
We were employed full time, but because the passion was bigger than our comfort zone, we decided to leave our comfort zone and do this thing on a full-time basis. Hence, for us, I would say it was easier because this is what we would wake up every day to do.
Just always for.
Yes.
Hey, umuntu akwathi bengakhuluma phela lezo itolo. Ake ngichaze ukuthi phela ke zo4 zisebenza kanjani ke le itolo ke zicatera lo bani futhi.
Yeah. E-Torres nazo, for instance, Z4, and this is the first of the stores esazivula. We opened at Glen Vista, for instance, because if you look at the client market or target market sheet is sitting in Glen Vista, because I'm sure now bonile manqhamuka ngaphandle the high end and these are the people really that we're looking for. We've got another shop which we have in Greenstone, Koni Shopping Center, Abati Green Valley Shopping Center, Koni Abati the Basement Lounge. So we've got a shop inside the lounge, which is basically one of a kind in the country, which is what we try again to cover the convenience part in our business, because that shop ikona ukuvula till about 2 o'clock ekseni.
You'd be surprised. I'm a corporate clients where we've got SABC Sports. So wonke sports presenters more Bonngoe TV was SABC.
Well, I started wearing their stuff when I went to the Metros. I was nominated for Metro FM for the Metro FM Award Best Compilation. So that's when I got introduced to the guys. And I thought it was going to be a once-off thing, but then I ended up liking how they dress me, because they dress me to suit my body.
I met the guys a year ago, and I've been meeting no Sandile basement, and every time when I see the guy, he's looking good, looking good all the time. Man, tell me, man, where do you get your stuff, or what? Where do you buy your clothes? I said, no, tell me, we've got a shop in so. Come and see. Then I went there, and the guy started all the time. And every time when I attend my meetings, wherever I go, you can see him, hey, you're looking good, from your watch, your shoes, but how much is that of the style, Fana?
Sibonetina element ukuthi sifake element ye lifestyle yabo, because mawubheka la ngaphandle abantu they barely have places to sit, especially the guys that are in the limelight or people who are doing well with business. Tina sabona ukuthi yazini it is shy ama get together khona la shop. So we added the element of lifestyle. I told us some top whiskey companies that came on board that saw the brand baboni brand yethu was associated nayo. So we then looked at our business and say, if we were to define our business as 3 things: convenience, exclusivity lifestyle.
Yabona kumnandi ngikhuluma ukuthi ngqokisa osasi wayo nenzani. Ingabe zonke lezo zinto ziyayiletha ke imali ke like angwaphela ibhizinisi liphila ngemali.
Ibhizinisi vele ngeke kube ibhizinisi ngaphandle kwemali. Ibhizinisi imali siyayenza, we can't lie about that. We're making a lot of money. However, most of our money at this present moment in time, we've got 4 stores. It's being reinvested back into the business.
Last year alone, I can tell you we did a turnover of more than 3 million. Yeah, obviously putting all together all the shops. So that's something very big for us.
About 62,250 per store.
Yeah.
There are stores that are not making money there somewhere.
At this point, we're applying for funding so that we can try and, overcome some of the challenges that we have in the business.
Welcome back to Making Moves. We're still talking the retail sector, which has grown tremendously over the last few years. It's been supported by an increase in both the supply of retail space. You've all seen the number of shopping centers that have grown all over the country. We've also seen the influx of international brands filling up stores around the country. The entrepreneurs we've just seen are really pushing hard to change the game in the retail sector. Bafetu, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Sharp. No. The only thing I remember from watching your story was you said you made 3 million. Oh, 3 million! So how did you go from selling clothes from the boot of your car to having 4 stores and turning over 3 million rands in a year?
A partnership has been key for us. This is our business. However, we do not live off our business. So we have managed to separate our personal lives from a business life. So that has contributed a lot into seeing money going into the business as money going into our personal pockets.
It's like everybody else,
Yeah.
May 15, you can sometimes be broke.
Yeah, of course.
And you don't dip into the business to sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The main drive for us till this point, is to build the business. So we sort of like invest everything that we make in the business. And we've been able to make, for instance, those such of kind of amounts because of the passion and the drive, that we have in the business. Because we look at business very different. We believe that business has changed. It's no longer the same as it used to be. So you don't have to wait for people to come to you. You have to be innovative and have, ideas in terms of how you get your people and how you go to them and approach them.
How are you guys being innovative right now?
Basically, I would say, because I've never seen it happening before, we've got a store that's opening 3 days a week, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m., Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's innovation right there, because we are now serving people throughout the night.
And but seriously, who buys clothes at 1 a.m.?
My kid, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, because, you must understand, guys, currently our market is with guys, and guys do not have time. So basically, we've got a shop inside an upmarket lounge. They all go there at the end of a stressful working day. So if they're there to have a drink and there's clothes here, they might as well grab clothes while they eat it. So for us, we saw an opportunity on the market, and we grabbed it, and it's working for us.
I did some maths. On your 3 million turnover number, right, between 4 stores, 250,000 a month, about 62,250 per store.
Yeah.
There are stores that are not making money there somewhere. What's the story?
We've got a bit of challenges there and there, because I can say that more or less our business grew too quick, too soon, if I can put it like that. So you'll find, for instance, there's a shop which, having seen what's happening in the shop, we've seen that the problem is basically the location of the shop. So that's like our worst performing shop. It's situated in a place where basically our market is not there. We have done like extensive research in terms of the market that we are targeting and that we're looking for. So that particular shop is not performing that well, but the business overall is performing very, very well.
Is the shop losing money? Is it draining money from the stores that are performing well?
Basically,
Exactly, I wouldn't say it's draining money because the shop is able to sustain itself. However, it's not keeping up with the pace of the other shops. Hence, we had to come to a business decision to decide to say, let's close this and before it turns our brand and then move on to other territories.
Okay, so you are actually closing
We are closing a store now, but we're opening another one at Cedar Square 4 Ways.
So what are the growth plans? How are you intending to grow the business beyond the 4 stores and without losing focus on what your core business is?
At this point, we're applying for funding so that we can try and overcome some of the challenges that we have in the business. Mainly, the biggest challenge we have is cash flow, because as a business which started from the floor, and we're growing step by step, and obviously it's cash flow kind of like targeted. So you'll always have to make money, go out, travel, get stock, and come back. So what we want basically is to be able to stock up, say maybe for 6 months, which is going to save us a whole lot of expenses that we currently are having. Well, over and above, we will have like a warehouse kind of set up where we will have all the staff or all the building blocks of a corporate. Because in business you have all the different sectors like IT, you've got marketing, you've got operations, you've got HR, which over and above is part of the business, So those are the sort of like growth points or growth directions that the business is taking right now.
Yeah. Who's got a totally different skill set, not passionate about the clothes, but understands the business, understands the numbers? Who's talking to you guys and advising you guys?
We speak to a whole lot of guys, in business, entrepreneurs, guys that also started very small, we've got advisors. Personally, there's a guy that I speak to and spend a lot of time with. Over and above, we, inspire one another very big time.
But that's half the problem. That like, then you can tell each other whatever you want. And the problem is if you both start believing your own stories without checking them with a third party outside, you can lead each other down the garden path.
Yes. I've seen it. What I like, it's the attitude that we have, the fact that we know that we do not know everything. So that has been, we are always willing to listen and to get advice. In everything we do, before we implement it, we always want to check if it's the right route to take. So that has been working for us. But we've had challenges between the two of us because right now we've got marketing, admin, HR, you name it. So we have to split those things between ourselves, and then sometimes it becomes a nightmare. Hence, we're looking at bringing some people, but not people, good people, that will be able to take our brand out there. Yeah.
Bafethu, thank you so much for sharing your business with us. I'm totally inspired by what you do. And talking about advice, I'd like to hook you guys up with Sis Khanyi. She's going to talk to you about your business, give you some feedback, and then you and I will chat afterwards.
Thank you very much, sir. Cheers.
In a moment, we'll be back to chat with the T.Twins and find out what feedback they have for us from their session with Sis Khanyi. So as I promised, Kiplomele Auskhanyi, the Tshidiso le Matshidiso. Auskhanyi, you've spent time with the ladies. Your first impression of their business?
The challenges that I think they should be focusing on include their marketing strategy. They have used some form of marketing in terms of targeting celebrities and attaching their brand to them with the hope that the celebrities would sell their brand without actually binding them in any form of contract. So expectations are there, but they are not actually put in paper in terms of a contract of saying, this is what I'm offering, but this is what I'm expecting back from you. So that's the one challenge that we managed to at least drill down on. And the second challenge is the distribution. And for me, I find that both for the marketing and the distribution, the challenge is there are no controls in the business to say, if I'm putting in money in terms of manufacturing a pair, well, how much does that cost me in terms of the revenue that I'm expecting back? For instance, they spent 100,000, went abroad, and they went to actually investigate the whole process of manufacturing. But when the question is asked, what did you get back for what you invested into that whole process, it's a different story. You know, they have some form.
Italy, they had a nice time.
Well, but yeah, that's the area. I'm saying it's the control and knowing what you put in and what you expect back.
Now, anything that you're taking away with you from your session with the Auskani?
Re ithutile ho ba strict le ho ba in control of our books, because we haven't been strict le hore re control re bone hore ha re fana ka hona we get this in return. So Auskani o re bontshitse hore in business there's no friendship, re tlameha re be strict, re tsebe hore ha re etsa ntho re lebelletseng ho yona. So re ithutile hore ho tloha ka jeno everything is in black and white. Le skoloto hape re ska ra fana ka dintho tsa rona ka skoloto.
Just can you answer the question now? How many sunglasses do you need to sell this month in order to make money?
So if we still sell online and we don't have proper distribution channel, we will say 100, but if we 50 to 100. Yes. But if we have a retailer and we supply, if we supply, even 500 will be fine, because if we supply to one retailer who is nationwide, 500, we will make money.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Auskani from Rough Diamonds, Unearthing Talent. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being on Making Moves.
Thank you.
After the break, we catch up with the handsome gentleman from Simoni Exclusive, the guys who have given me this amazing clothing today, and we're going to talk a little bit about their own mentorship session and what they got out of that.
They actually have bigger dreams of growth.
We always, just going and running and doing all things at once.
If we're talking about a pendulum, which I shared with one of them, how do you swing such that you don't fall over yourself?
Welcome back. The gentleman from Simoni Exclusive also received some valuable coaching with our mentor, Auskani, and they got a chance to discuss how they can grow their business. They're back in the studio to share their experiences with us. Sis, what did you pick up about their business that needs work?
Well, the work that they're going to have to do is balancing. And I said it's the balancing in terms of growth, because as you know, they have shared that they're actually doing very well. But they are adamant that it's not about where they are. They haven't arrived. They actually have bigger dreams of growth. So for them, it's not a weakness. It's something that they must watch out for, is how to swing. If we're talking about a pendulum, which I shared with one of them, how do you swing such that you don't fall over yourself? So that's the one thing that I picked up.
What was the most helpful piece of advice or insight that came out of your discussion?
Well, what I sort of picked out from Auskani, and which was an advice to us, is that, as big as our dreams are and our vision, but we need to be able to break everything down into smaller pieces and then take them step by step. And then over and above, we need to also be able to have a plan, like a short-term plan and a long-term plan. And then at some point, we need to go back and just, check if ever we've done exactly what we were planning to do. Because I know I'm guilty of that, we're guilty of that. We always, just going and running and doing all things at once. And we always, not forget about having a stable plan that we actually use to guide us and direct us the direction that we want to go.
Yeah. And I must say, it's been helpful speaking to her.
and listening to someone for a change, as opposed to listening to your voice. Yeah. So I must say, very valuable lessons. She shared that pendulum. Yeah. It was a very wise piece of advice that she shared with me. And over and above that, I liked what you said, because in closing earlier, I said there are things that you know that you do not know, that you're always willing to learn. And you added on top of that, and you say there are things that you do not know that you do not know. And that, for me, it was something else.
Bafethu, Luena Auskanye, I want to thank you so much for coming onto the show. I want to thank you for inspiring young South Africans. I want to thank you for showing all of us that it can be done. And I want to thank you for the energy and the bravery that it takes to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you.
We've come to the end of today's show. We hope viewers at home are inspired by the shared determination of the entrepreneurs we had today. If anything, these businesses show that entrepreneurship needs hard work. Big up to both sets of entrepreneurs that were on the show today. We commend and applaud your bravery. We'll see you again next week, SABC 1 Mzansi, for sure.
The experience has been awesome because we've been able to learn things and being asked questions that we never thought we would receive anywhere else. So Sis Kanye has shared with us that we need to have like a solid plan, and then from time to time go back to the plan and actually understand if we are still in line with our plans or going sideways.
I learned that in business there is no friendships. It's not about being nice. It's not about being people liking you out there. Especially when making money decisions, there has to be contracts in place. I have to track records of everything.
From the 11th of May, Making Moves brings you a special Phenomenal Woman series. For 13 weeks, we bring you stories of young female entrepreneurs who are writing their history in the world of business.
I'm not crazy about the name Portia M.
Do you know Elizabeth? Do you think they thought this name will one day be a giant in the industry? And trust me, generations to come, you will identify with Portia M.
Pepsi, come back, wait.
Don't miss these stories of female power on Mzansi's #1 business show, Making Moves, inspiring a generation of entrepreneurs.